So this third sequence of the screencast, we will follow this commit as the git diff tool had some problems because of hysteresis that was caused by the morning testing. So we will actually simulate git diff tool here. So this is the git diff tool, but as a UI output. So you can see that these were the code that was changed, right? So we introduced React DOM. We introduced some, from the Amplify toolkit. We got some crazy font just for tests. Then we did a full-fledged authenticator that is available as a component in Gen2. So we were able to pass. We are going to pass the client to React as well. I mean to the Helix as well. So this is how you basically code up the front end main component. So this is to keep the TypeScript happy, and this is how you have the about TSX, right? So here is where I basically uh, do the about page. This is the layout page. This is the GraphQL mutations. So I'll show you how to create them using CodeGen later. This is the queries. These are the subscriptions. Uh, this is uh, your themes, etc. that is that are baked in from the Amplify UI library. I'll show you that too. This is all auto-generated code downloaded from the Amplify plugin. So this is what the git diff tool would have displayed. So this project will depend on the CLJS backend code from the front-end helper. That project is yet to be created. I'll create it. Its dev and release builds will throw code to the SRC of this folder. We don't want the CLJS runtime during dev mode to be ever checked in. This project will have a lot of useful features, including React Router. We'll be using one crazy font from Figma. A little about Figma integration, right? So I would like to open this up in Figma. This is the URL. So let's open this up in Figma. You can sign in using CodeShip account. So this was actually the one that I had used in an earlier project. So let me see if I'm signed in. Yes, I'm signed in. Okay. And signed in by the way as Sridhar at codeship.com, Gmail. Open the AWS UI toolkit in Figma from the main menu. Search the plugin AWS Amplify UI Builder. So this is the main menu. Go to plugin and AWS Amplify UI Builder. It opens up a modal like this. So you can update, say, primary color to rust. That's what I did. Once you do that, you can update the theme. Clicking here. After this point, any primitives or components you design will have the theme reflected. Open the My Components page and click somewhere, and you can start with a frame. So this is the My Components page. Before that, I would show you that this is how you download the component code. So it will download in a download directory, and from there you can copy the code to your project, right? So this is a part of the UI plugin. Now this is My Components. That's the page. These are the primitives. These are My Components. You may design and start with a frame, right? You can start with a frame. So a frame meaning uh, this, right? You can start with a frame. You may design the frame by drag drop assets. You may find primitives and other components there. You may set fonts such at design time, like I did, like Sonsi one. This integrates in app CSS through Google Fonts, as explained below. As long as it remains a frame, you can do a preview. On satisfaction, you can rename and create that frame as a component. Okay, and then once you're created the component, you can again open the Amplify UI and hit download component code. Studio theme is a JS file. You need to make an entry for it in white config to keep white happy. You also need to use this as a theme provider frame in main. Others like Cabidu, you may directly import in app.dsx. This has been tested with release build successfully. So the router, the white config .ts is needed to be to keep happy and acknowledge the existence of certain JS files. So let's look at the amplify data resource TS. So it has public API key, right? The to do authorization is public API key, which is what I needed for candytech notebook, because I wanted the backend to directly call the API without having to sign in. Uh, One second. Okay. Now let's code out the front end helper. You need to summon child the front end. Okay. Code the front end helper by recursive copy so that we achieve helix dev. So you create a window called code and watch. Create another window called git. Go to the first window, make a copy of the exclude function exclude file and see how it looks like. These are the files that will get excluded from the front end source gist. Now R code the entire project. Okay. Now go to package JSON. You need to make sure that you have the latest shadow, that is 22818. So So code gen, right? So let's do code gen, but you need to do it in the main project. Go there. Okay, this created if not created. Okay, so these two are not needed, and this is how you do the code gen. So you use an ampx command to do the code gen. Once done, you can go to your front end. You can make your mod queries JS. Okay, rename a few files. Now it looks okay. Do a set command. Do another set command. Open shadow. Change the port to the front end port. That is 32666. Now you are ready to start the front end. For it you need to npm I. Let's see whether npm I is finished. Good. Now I can do a watch. Meanwhile I can open up the code and change this KS business to just mod queries. There's one more down, I think. Yeah, so here too you change it to mod queries and do a now check out whether you have the front end working. Once you do this, okay, now let me check whether the front end is working. Okay, maybe you have to create an account because it's a new dev. So let's see whether it sent any mail. 76811. This HHHHOMME can be changed. Let's see whether we can change it. But before that, let's connect to the port and ripple port and piggyback. Let's see this HHHH business. So this we can just change it to home and see. Just save it. That worked, and even the repel works. Oh no, piggy bank didn't work, is it? Okay, the repel also worked. So cool. So this is about it. You can actually. So let's do the thing. So the change is home home. Okay. Okay. So go to thing. Do a git status. The thing is not initted. Now these things are actually already done. So I think I'll end my screencast. These things are already done, and there is a tag here in the project, right? So if you go to candytech notebook, right? So there is a tag over here, right? Candy gist. If you go to candytech front end helper, we have the same tag, right? And a working REPL, right? So this all things are not needed, and we can pretty much end the project over here and the screencast over here. Thanks.